In this video, we're going to talk about aspect and tense. It's not intended that you would master this topic in this video, but this kind of gives you an overview and an introduction that you'll use as you go along and gain your understanding in aspect and tense. In the present tense, we can only have imperfective. Я читаю. I am reading. And this makes sense because when we're doing something in the present tense, it's still in process. And so what we do to make a present tense verb, as you already know, is we conjugate an imperfective verb. So what this means is we cannot have perfective verbs in the present tense. It doesn't exist. So for present tense, only imperfective verbs. And when we take an imperfective verb and conjugate it, it's in the present tense. In the past tense, we can have either imperfective or perfective, and they're formed the same way, the way you already know, by taking off the infinitive ending, te, myakiznak, and adding our l, la, lo, or li endings. So, я читала вчера, I was reading yesterday, versus я прочитала газету вчера, I finished reading a newspaper yesterday. And notice that with the perfective verb, this is sometimes true, we need a direct object. You can't have прочитала without газету here. I finished reading yesterday, you have to say what you finished reading. And this is not always true, but oftentimes it's true that the perfective verb in the past tense will kind of require a direct object. So then if we have our summary chart here, you can see that in the past, imperfective and perfective look very similar. The future is the trickiest because imperfective and perfective verbs are formed differently. Imperfective seems easier because this is more similar to how we say in English the future tense. What we do is we take a form of the verb to be, быть, and here they are, буду, будешь, будет, будем, будете, будут, and then add an infinitive. So, я буду читать каждый день. I will be reading every day. And this seems easy to us as native speakers of English, maybe because this is the way we make future tense in English. However, for perfective verbs, we have another way of making future tense. And what we do is, our conjugated are in the future. So, сегодня я прочитаю этот рассказ. Today I will finish reading that story. And like in the past, you can't really have я прочитаю without a direct object. Reading, and you need to say what you will finish reading. And notice that this is a little bit trickier for native speakers of English, because this is not how we do future in English. But these future tense forms are just as common or probably even more common than the ones where we use budu. And so that's something tricky that you'll need to take some time to get used to, that a verb that you see conjugated isn't always in the present tense. If it's a perfective verb, it's in the future. Here you can see a completed chart. What we've added is the future tense. Imperfective, буду читать. Perfective, прочитаю. Let's try filling out a table, a similar one, with the verb писать, написать. Past tense looks very similar in imperfective and perfective. Present tense, imperfective пишу, and remember that perfective cannot be in the present tense. Future, imperfective буду писать, I will be writing, versus perfective напишу, I will finish writing something.